Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is super special and it is happening way quicker than we thought it would. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that about 2 months ago we lost our dog. I haven't talked about it a lot just because it's very hard, and we had him for 10 years. He was an amazing, incredible dog and passed away very quickly, and you know, like, it was just very difficult to deal with. When he passed, my dad said that he would like to get another dog, and we all agreed because of some other stuff that's been happening in the family. And last Wednesday, my parents called me like at 8 o'clock in the morning. I was just out of the shower and they were like, we think we found a dog to adopt. And so I was like, okay. And then they told us like 4 hours later that they had adopted him, that they were to meet the people who were giving the puppy away on that Friday. And we were like, that's 2 days. That's in 2 days. And so Friday was a crazy day. I had planned to film the entire process that day. And like to talk it out with you guys, and that didn't happen because we were due to meet the people in the late morning, and we left. We knew it was going to be like about a 3-hour drive, so we left home at 8:30 in the morning. And then we were like 30 minutes away from them, and the car broke down, like literally broke down. Like the machine beeped, and then they were like, you have to fix something, I don't even remember, and then like the car broke down. Took 45 minutes for the repair truck to arrive. They could just take 2 people, so they just took my dad so that they could keep their distances. They called, like the insurance called a cab for my sister, my mom and I. We waited for an hour at a roundabout in the middle of nowhere, like right in the sun. There was no shade whatsoever. And then we met our dad with the cab. And then we had to wait for the like repair shop to open because they were closed between 12 and 2. So we had to walk to get a sandwich and then get back just to hear if the car could be repaired that day. They told us no, that's not going to happen. So we had to call back the insurance company and tell them, you know what, we just have to find a way to get our puppy. We already drove 3 hours, so we just have to do it today. And we just really wanted to go and get him. They told us we could not like get a car, like for some reason we had to get another taxi to drive us back home. When the taxi arrived, we were like, we're just going to have to get our puppy. We don't care, we'll pay the difference. It just doesn't matter. The guy was an angel. He was like, it's okay, I don't mind, like no problem. He drove us there, and oh my goodness. We finally arrived there, and as soon as they saw us come in, one of the kids brought out the puppy, and we were like, oh my goodness, like, you know, like love at first sight really happens for like pets as well. And we just saw him, and he was so tiny, like so much smaller than what we thought he would be, because in the pictures like that we saw, he looked way bigger, but he wasn't. And he was so sweet, and we were like, oh my goodness, we're going to have to get him in the car for 3 hours. It actually ended up being, I think, 4.5 because of traffic. The only thing was that we had brought him like a little bed, and he actually couldn't really get, like, stay in it just because he was too warm.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Oh mon dieu, il est trop beau.
Comment tu me regardes?
Qu'est-ce qu'il fait?
So we just put him on our laps, and he was so cute because in the back we had my dad, my sister and I, and he kept just moving from one to the other to sleep. He didn't say anything, it was just quite warm, so we put like the AC towards him. He actually ended up sleeping for the entire trip, and the only times he was awake, he was being incredibly cute. He was already giving us kisses, and I just can't get over it, because you know, like we were expecting him to be a bit more, you know, careful and just kind of maybe distant in the beginning, and he actually was giving us kisses, and he cried maybe twice, but I think it was just him being in the car that was a bit strange. And then when we got him home,
Come on. Allez, viens. Come on, baby. On y va? Allez, viens. Oh.
Maman lui a fait peur avec le sac.
Il est tout petit. Hein.
he like walked around the living room for a little bit, and then he just plopped into bed and didn't move, and he was sleeping, and we were like, okay. Like he already understood that this was his bed, and so it was incredibly cute. We put like water and a little bit of food next to him that were like puppy appropriate, and we just like, you know, like we were incredibly tired because literally we left home at 8:30 in the morning and we came back home at 7, so that was a day. So we just like, you know, like showered and ate a little bit, and then he woke up and he was like walking everywhere, like, you know, like kind of getting used to the living room, but just the living room. You could tell that he was not really comfortable moving away from the living room. It was like his first area of the house that he was feeling more comfortable in, so he didn't really move around. He started to play a little bit, but first he was so afraid of his toys. It was very funny actually. He was kind of moving back and forth, not knowing exactly what to do. It was so cute, but he would play with us, which was so nice. He would let us kiss him, he was kissing us back. We could actually tell from the first few hours that he felt really comfortable with us, trusting us, and it was really sweet. And then we all went to bed quite early because of the day we had. And my dad actually told us that he cried only once at 6:30 in the morning, so that was pretty good. Yesterday it was like so funny. He started playing with us and really showing his personality.
Non.
And you can really tell that he's very playful. He's always moving around and jumping on people and like moving and then going to another person, and he got used to his toys. Just one first, which is good because you can tell that his teeth are not through yet, but you could tell he wants to chew a lot, so we started to bite our fingers, and then we're teaching him not to bite. We're teaching him like not to chew us or things, and like by, you know, like saying "I," which is ouch in French, just so that he understands that when someone says that, he's actually hurting the person, and that it's not something that he should do. Which, I mean, he's a puppy, so it, you know, it's a process, but already is doing okay.
Non. Aïe.
But because of, you know, like his teeth poking through a little bit, you can tell that he wants to chew on something. So the first toy we gave him really allows him to chew it and, you know, like play as well. and he is incredibly playful. Like when he's playing, he's actually playing for real. And it's so funny because he will sleep for like an hour and a half very soundly, and then he will be very playful for like an hour and give us everything to the playing moments.
Ah, tu vois, il essaie de l'attraper quand même.
My sister and I, with my dad, we took him to the vet yesterday, which was actually a bit too early, so didn't really, he just checked him and said that he was perfect, so that's great. But you know, like on the way to the car, I actually have a clip of it. He was actually doing pretty well. We're taking little Honey to see the vet, just because we want him to get, you know, tested for stuff and just check that he's completely okay. He's a tiny bit nervous, but overall he's pretty fine. Just because I think he's afraid that we're going to take him back to where he came from. Oh my god, he's so cute, it's crazy. He loves this spot. Oh my goodness. He just cried a little bit, and you could tell just because we stopped in, you know, like you stop a lot in town, whereas when you're doing long distance you're driving for longer, so it was just that, I think. But he was doing so great, and when we came home he played with us, and he's so cute. Like he doesn't even look real, like he looks so perfect that you're like, he can't be real, like that's not possible. And he sleeps with us, like in the afternoon we take him upstairs on my bed with my sister, and he plays and then he sleeps, and he's just super comfortable already. And oh my goodness, you guys, okay, so throughout the night he pees maybe once inside, because that's a long stretch of time, but every time we get him outside on the grass, within a minute he's peeing and he's pooping great, which maybe TNI, but if you have a dog you understand that's great that he's doing it outside and so fast. The entire family is outside because it's a gorgeous day. It's Sunday, by the way. And yeah, I mean, we're so in love because, you know, like it's so hard to lose a pet, and we just didn't really know. We expected to get another dog, but way later in the summer, like August time probably, and then my dad just found him and he was like, you know what, rescuing dogs is super important and maybe that's meant to be. And so when he called the guy and he said, okay, you can pick him up on Friday, we just knew it was meant to be and to happen like that. So I mean, that's just what needed to happen. I will go and get him now to show him to you guys, because you just have to see him to believe him, to be honest. Guys, meet Honey. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. He's actually getting a little bit sleepy right now, but can you actually tell how small he is? Because like that's the size of my hand. He's like just twice the size of my hand. He's so perfect and so soft. It's actually quite crazy how soft he is. He's pretty small and doesn't weigh a lot. He weighs about 1 kilo and 90 grams, so I'll put down what it's like in pounds. But he is like so cute. Aren't you the cutest little puppy ever? And his name is Honey. That's kind of a funny story actually. We were like, oh my god, we have 24 hours to find him a name. That's going to be so hard because we struggle with names, because we want to find something perfect. We called our mom, I think it was that Wednesday actually, and she said, oh my goodness, I love the name Honey. And my sister and I turned to each other and were like, oh my goodness, because actually that same morning we both saw a different video, but about someone who had adopted a cat. I think it was both dogs, and they had mentioned the name Honey at some point, and we were like, we loved the name, but we hadn't, like, because we didn't know that we were adopting a dog, we were like, we never actually thought about it. But the fact that on that same morning we both, like, we all thought about Honey was just such a sign that we decided to call him that. And actually it fits perfectly. When we saw him, we were like, that's Honey, like that's just the perfect name for him. No, my chaussure. Honey, come here, come here, come here. Come here, what are you doing? So I'm gonna leave you guys, and I hope you love him, and don't hesitate to go on my Instagram because I posted a bunch of photos of him in my latest post. Not my latest probably, but in a post, and he's all over my stories. I actually created a highlight just for him because I will be sharing a lot of photos of him. He's our family dog, so he will be staying with our parents. We're so in love with him, and my sister is actually adopting a cat, a kitten next week, so that's going to be funny. She wanted a cat for a long time, and so do I actually. But we wanted to get both the puppy and the cat at the same time, just so that they can get used to each other, because Happy, our previous dog, he really didn't like cats, just because he wasn't used to being around cats probably. So we just want to do that pretty early on. So this is Honey, and he's very cute, and you will be seeing a lot more of him whenever I see my parents. Yes, yes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. What are you doing? What are you doing? That is naughty. That's not good. No. I know.